Oh, I didn't see you there. I was just about to reapply my wild lip balm. Okay, this is not an ad or anything, like not sponsored content or so. I just wanted to apply my lip balm. First of all, my lips are still fucking dry. I don't know what happened. They just cannot stop. It's probably because of the cold. Every time I wear lipstick, it's a mess. I need to then take it off because I only wear it for the video, and then I apply lip balm. I have so many lip balms, but of course there is a reason why I now very like obvious applied this one. I just wanted to say that I'm now affiliated with Wild. And if you don't know who they are, again, this is not sponsored or so. They did not ask me to do this. They do not pay me. I just like to just let you know when there are new partners on board, and they contacted me already a while ago, actually after Christmas, but my dumb mind, my dumb ass, I completely forgot the email. I read it and then I forgot it. And then they they contacted me again in the beginning of January, and I was like, oh shit, there was something important. But here we are now, here I am, and yeah, I'm not affiliated with them. All the infos are down below, the link, the code. Currently, I think when you're a new customer, you can get even 20% off, but that will change if I understood that correctly. But as said, right now it's 20%. And if you don't know who they are, they make lip balms, but I think their main part is deodorant. It's these refillable ones, and also the lip balms are actually refillable, so you can basically just take that out. You choose your cap that or your packaging that you want to have, and then you just buy the refills. And the version that I currently have is, I think, coconut, but they just very recently came out with a vanilla frosting. So their lip balms are very interesting. They're a bit stiffer than what I usually like, but they are quite nourishing, so I do like to wear them in these times. And I have one here in my workspace so that I can just reapply it all throughout the day, although I have like 1,000 lip balms all over the house, and my husband is constantly like, another one of yours. But I do like these. They also have shower gels. I haven't tried these, but I have one in my cupboard. Once my other ones from... what am I using? That high price brand? Molten Brown. I really had to now go to a website and look for their shower gels. Once my Molten Brown stuff is gone, I will be using the Wild one. But so far, what I can tell you, I really like their deodorants. They're really cool. They are also refillable. They are, again, a bit stiffer than what I usually use in a like solid deodorant, but they're very good. And their lip balms are actually my personal favorite product. But in today's video, it's all about the stuff that you don't need and you probably shouldn't buy. So although I'm affiliated with them or with a lot of other brands, always make mindful purchases, you know that. So last week we talked about the new Nomad Cosmetics palette. It is called the Chamonix Apres-Ski palette. This is a winter themed palette with pastels, and I really dislike it. I think this is just a recycled version of the Whistler Snow Lodge that they came out, I think 2 years ago, maybe 3 years, I don't know. It was set in Vermont, so it was a smaller palette. It had 15 pans, and there were warmer browns instead of these pinks in there. But the blues, the turquoises were also in there. All in all, I said it last week, I think we stop here. We should stop here. We are getting to a point where Nomad Cosmetic is duping themselves, and we either need a new concept or we need just a break. Like, please, Nomad, I love you. I love your eyeshadow palettes. I love what you do. I love your theming. I love the vibe. But what I do not love is that we get a new eyeshadow palette more than every other month. So last year we had 7 eyeshadow palettes or 7 releases from Nomad Cosmetics. That meant every, I think, 6 to 7 weeks there was a new one, and I'm already shaking by just thinking of the fact that now that this came out in the beginning of January, we might have mid-February, so in 3 weeks already a new palette from them. No, 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 no. Stop it here. Take a break, breathe, stay calm, calm your makeup tits, and then come back in the summer with a nice summer palette, but just don't. And the thing just is that the color story that you see here in the Nomad palette is just something that I feel like is kind of ruling 2025, because this is not the first release in these muted, desaturated, even kind of pastel shades. This palette here, the next one, this is by Choiz Beauty. This is their new palette, the Pink Moth and Cold Butterfly palette. This also has these muted winter tones, these icy pastels, but this combines darker version of it too. So I'm very excited for this. I love the Choiz Beauty formulation. Choiz Beauty, I have 2 palettes from. One is the Cold Moon. This is a cool toned, beautiful palette. And then Moth, this very gothic-y palette. This palette here, I'm very, very lucky to receive in PR by Look Healthy store. It is already available, so you can get it with 12% discount with my code ELLAGRAM. Thank you so much if you use this. But once again, you know, make mindful purchases. The only thing that throws me off in the palette, you know, is the puke green, but I think with the whole theming, there is always a way to include this, and whatever it is, I'm just really into all matte eyeshadow palettes right now. Maybe it is because I'm really focusing currently on my Cleonate shades, because I'm just pre-filming all of the parts. I already filmed part 7. This is a look of Cleonate number 7. So maybe that's why, but I just like this just more freedom. You know, I think 2025, I said it already, this is just the year where people step back with the purchases a bit more. And I think 2025 is going to be the year of singles too. So an all matte eyeshadow palette, yes, that comes in handy so much. And again, Choiz Beauty, beautiful formulation. Then we have About Face Beauty, or is it just About Face? Not sure. It's the brand by Halsey. She's a musician actually, but she has a makeup line too. I myself, I have not tried a lot of things from About Face. I do have, I think, only a couple liners, and oh wait, I have liquid eyeshadows from them. They are really good, but everything else, it's just not available on Beauty Bay. So how should I get this? But here we have loose powders. We have different types of colors and a pink. So this is just their take on the loose baking powders. There is nothing really special about it. It says it's a lightweight powder that sets makeup and smooth skin for a soft focus finish with up to 10 hours of breathable wear, formulated with oil balancing rice powder and a corn-based organic talc alternative for a cleanly formulated, shine-free and smooth finish. And I'm already thrown off by this. If I ever see the word clean in a beauty formulation again, I'm a throw up. I'm just not about this. Talc is not, it's not a bad thing in makeup. And I'm not talking about people who maybe have very sensitive skin or have some kind of an allergy towards an ingredient. That's a completely different topic. But in this clean beauty aesthetic, people are like, oh, talc is bad, this is bad, preservatives are bad. No, preservatives help. They're your friends. Preservatives prevent us from bad things. But I guess we much rather like our makeup to mold down. Patrick Ta, am I right? But again, I think these could be great powders. I personally am thrown off by the clean thing, the clean marketing. I don't like that. But I also have enough powders, and since it's not really reachable for me, big skip. I have so many color powders at this point, mainly because Florasis spoiled me between Christmas and New Year's Eve. They sent me a package with another batch of their foundations that I gave them away because I don't want to hoard them. All the shades, it's just not necessary. I have my shade. By the way, I will be filming a speed review, but spoiler, the cushion foundation from Florasis, I love it. It's better than Tear. I just say it. I just said it. It's better than the Tear cushion. And they sent me new shades of this. These one I gave away to friends, to followers, so that they can try that out. I love when I can do this for people. And they also sent me a whole pile of loose powders, of loose colored powders that I have been testing lately. And oh, I love them so much. So I'm not in the market for new things right now. Guerlain came out with a glow version of their Terracotta foundation, and I would love to test this, but the shade range in Guerlain is just horrible. The shade is called neutral, but what you get is yellow paint. I don't know how the cool tone shades are, but even they... No, I know how the cool tone shades are. Oh, I remember. The matte version of this I had, I think, in like a 0N and then a C version of this, and both were literally yellow paint. So, someone commented to a comment of mine that their cool tone ranges are better in general, maybe in the darker ones, but the super light shades, horrible. Everything is yellow. Even the concealer. Do I have the Terracotta concealer still? No, I decluttered it because it was just too yellow. And I do have concealers that do have a slight bit too much yellow in there, but I can always counteract that with a more pinky corrector underneath. And when you combine a concealer that's maybe a bit too yellow with a very, very pink corrector, you can get a super nice brightening but neutral concealer look, which I, depending on the look, want to have. So that is why I have 2 yellow concealers. But you can do this with 2 pink concealers, by the way. So this is just the extra step why I don't want to declutter some of these that are too yellow. But what I want to say is these were uncorrectable. It was just not possible. So no, thank you. Our beautiful love Freya 86, our trusted Asian beauty content creator with these beautiful gothic looks, is coming out with a new collab palette with Cheeryep. I already want to tell you that this is not going to be, for me personally, the same hit as the Floating Life palette is going to be, but that has mainly to do with the colors. I mean, look at the palette, it's green. I have seen some promo pics that she posted in her stories. Cheeryep has done in stories and posts too. This is going to be a green inspired palette. It's called the Flame Serpant, so this is a palette for the Year of the Snake, and if you wonder what this format is, it's actually this format of a palette here. This is the single palette format, so you basically could take these, and if you have other one of these, you can just pop them out and do other things. And in this format there's also face powder, so I have 3 in this size. 12 eyeshadows are in here, or I think 4 face powders, or 6 highlighters. No, 8 highlighters. Yeah, 8 highlighters should match there. Not 100% sure because the highlighters have the size of 2 eyeshadows. The face powders have the size of 4 eyeshadows, if that makes any sense what I'm talking here. What I want to say is, I like the fact that this is one of those magnetic things because, as said, I think in 2025 this is going to be just the mood of a lot of people. Personally, I'm just not so into green, but I also have not seen the full color story yet. I only saw sneak peeks, so I want to wait until we have the full color story, how it's going to look, and then I will decide whether or not this excites me or not. Urban Decay just did it again. You know, they're just like Charlotte Tilbury. When they have a name, a certain product line name, like Pillow Talk, like Hollywood themed, Or like Naked. They just take the name, the product line, or Orgasm by NARS, and then they just name everything after that line. And it does not even matter if it matches the OG thing that made this line maybe so popular. These blushes here are called the Face Bond blushes. But the Face Bond products so far were all liquids, and they came in this weird shaped bottle with the little nibble on top, and there was a foundation and the highlighters, and now we have Face Bond powder blushes. Why? Honestly, it would have made so much more sense if they would have come out with Face Bond liquid blushes in that same format. That would be all aligned, the family of products. We all know what this is. But adding now powder brushes or powder blushes to this line, it's just so confusing. It's just the same mistake again and again and again and again and again. Urban Decay just does not want to learn. Everything they named was Naked, but nothing they named was actually really naked after the OG Naked. So, just saying. I do like the colors though. It's pretty. But it's just a basic blush moment. Honestly, what can you really bring out as a blush that wows us? I haven't shopped a product from Rare Beauty in a very, very long time, but sooner or later I have to, because the only product from Rare Beauty that I constantly repurchase is this here. This is their under eye brightener. I just love this product. I currently also use the Rare Beauty brow gel. I like that, but it's not my favorite, but I would repurchase this. But this here, y'all, liquid contour in that format. This is either going to be so pigmented that you will contour your life with this, or maybe they changed a bit the formulation and it's a little bit more forgiving. I would be fine with both, not gonna lie. And the first shade sounds fucking on point. It's gentle and it's described as a fair, cool taupe. The third shade, is called Soulless and it's a medium cool taupe. So to be honest, I honestly would buy both shades just to try them. I think it's good. I think this is a nice release, but I also think, just between us friends, it's a bit too late. The Rare Beauty hype around these blushes, at least when you look at the community, you know, there are people outside the community that are still buying these. And I saw on the Reddit pan porn sub that people, they empty the whole fucking blush. I emptied one of her blushes too, but it was a mini and it was a nude shade. So that's really not an accomplishment, but they empty the full thing. What are they doing with that? I think they paint their houses with that. I'm pretty sure. But honestly, this is a release that excites me a bit. You know, I think this is a good one. Thank you, Rare Beauty. Can't wait until it drops. There is no real dropping date now. I already saw that some people have it, so that's why it got leaked, and some people already did reviews, but you know me, I will not watch a review beforehand. So this is somewhat of a release. It's a re-release. It's a restock, not a re-release. What am I talking? So Blendbunny restocked their Alice palette. You know, you saw the video. The Alice palette really grounded me, it humbled me, it showed me who the boss is. It came back now with magnetic pans. There it is. I said it. It's going to be the year of magnetic pens. I like that Blendbunny is listening to their customers and that they're bringing it back now with the magnetic pens. Personally, it's not all about me. Products, and I think some people really need to say that again and again as a new mantra, but products are not designed only for me. Products are designed for people with different tastes. Just saying, because some people feel so entitled with every single release. I like to rant about things too, but I'm well aware of the fact that not everything is for me, that I'm not the targeted audience. And I am not the targeted audience for palettes with magnetic pans. I am not somebody who you can catch with this, and that's completely fine. I just want to point out that I like that Blendbunny does this. What I do not like is the way Blendbunny starts to talk with us. Because the post starts with, exciting news, babes. I can't with that. I don't like that. I am not your babe. Not even my husband is allowed to call me like that, because I think it's the most cringe-worthy word to call a person that does exist. Ugh. I had this discussion with a friend lately, and we were talking about the plastic palette from Blendbunny. More and more, I myself get into the position where I have to apply my own standards to the brand, and that is to separate art from the artist. While I appreciate this very close to the customer standing that the brand owner of Blendbunny has, and the way she acts on social media most of the time, recently this has shifted. And I think I just started to realize this for myself after her kind of entitled feeling posts about her PR changes. What I want to say is, I still like the products. And seeing the Ellis palette restocks is just forcing me to say one thing only. If you thought of getting this and you were unsure because it was not magnetic, but you still think about the palette, do it, because it is a great eyeshadow palette. And this is not light. I'm not affiliated with the brand. I couldn't care less what they do. They probably don't even know that I exist. Maybe I'm not artsy enough for that, for her. Sorry, that was necessary. They have great palettes. They have great quality. But we're getting to a point where the owner itself, someone needs to pull her down to reality. And I'm not your fucking babe. I don't like that. Let's move on to another re-release this time. The Viseart Grande Pro 1X is finally back. This was my first Viseart palette. Let me grab my palette. Oh my god. The new palette also comes in an updated packaging, so I still have that old packaging here that is not as luxurious and pretty as the other one, but let me tell you, the Viseart Grande Pro 1X was my very first Viseart eyeshadow palette. I did not try a little quad from them, no. I went completely in, spent $150 on this palette, and I never looked back. I think this is one of the best workhorse palettes in my collection that I have. This will never ever be probably in the clutter pile. Well, maybe if Viseart comes out with a better version of this, but I don't think so. These are just wonderful shades. You can create so many things. This for me is not a palette that I use on its own. It's nothing where I would say, oh, let's take the Grande Pro 1X today. But this is a palette that comes in handy. For example, my Cleona series. This look, for example, I could have used also the Cleona shades, but I was dumb, I didn't think about that. So I used something else with this beautiful multi-chrome on the lid. This palette just has everything that you need to have when you want to have a all matte companion palette that basically gives you everything you can look for, aside from greens. Another reason why I like this so much, no greens in here. This is back for a limited amount of time. I'm very sad that it is limited. But in the mindful choices thing right now, in the bubble, I honestly can only tell you, if you have the budget for this and if you are thinking, should I spend my money on this or not, I can just recommend it to you. Make a mindful decision if you want to get this. It will not be a mistake, and you can even save 10%, so that's $15 if you are on the American side. I think it's $150 and €150, something like that. But you can save 10% with my code ELLA10. I get a commission, you save money, and you get this beauty. Adept Cosmetics just released, or will release, they announced the release on the new updated version of Minka. It will come out this Friday, and this is it. This is the updated Minka version. Honestly, this is pretty. They changed from I think the old Minka was 10 pen, or was it a 12 pen? It was a 12 pen, the old Minka. So they added 3 more shades, but they also changed up the shades a bit. So with the immediate comparison, Nora is missing. Or no, Cora was the name. A really intense yellow gold, that one is missing. But instead we now have Joshua and Clara, which wasn't Clara wasn't in there. We also don't have Lila anymore. Okay, now we have a Linda. No, Linda we had already. But Luna is also gone. Okay, but Luna was a very pretty shade. I hate myself, because I'm really, really tempted. I am tempted at a point where this is not a purchase that I will do right away when it launches, but I would buy this on a discount because the OG Minka, I really liked this. I liked the palette, but I hated the formulation. The formulation was so freaking bad. But now with them bringing it back, I am very, very much tempted, to be honest. Very, very tempted. So this could be a potential Black Friday purchase for me. So later this year. And last but not least, let's talk about Charlotte Tilbury. You know, the TikTok thing, everybody is now on Red Note, and thanks to that, I saw on Red Note this post here where someone had 6 new Beautyverse palettes. I'm talking about 6 Charlotte Tilbury Beautyverse palettes, and no, you're not tripping. These have a clear lid. These have plastic lids. You can do a plastic palette because material is plastic, but it's pretty packaged. Or you can do a plastic palette, and this is a plastic palette. This looks so insanely cheap that I was thinking of what in the Temu is this? I am even this at this point, I am not 100% sure if this is really Charlotte Tilbury. Because for whatever reason, somewhere in the back of my head, I'm still hoping that this is just a very, very good knockoff, that people who saw this apparently here in real life were fooled by this, and that at some point Charlotte Tilbury will not come out with this. If the brand comes out with this, honestly, the maximum price point that I would be fine to pay for this palette is €40. And that is clearly and standalone because of the packaging. Even the fucking quads that are €50 have a better and more luxurious looking packaging than this clear lid bullshit. This is Makeup Revolution vibe. This is the cheapest, this is e.l.f. cheap drugstore vibe. And not that e.l.f. is bad, honestly. I would much rather than buy an e.l.f. palette with a clear lid than this, because this then is a definition of overpriced bullshit, and you just do this because your fucking makeup stands, the Charlotte Tilbury stands that love to be called darling, because they will buy this and you will just... No, this is cash grabby, this is... We don't know a price yet, but I'm already raging, you see that. Let's just pretend these palettes would cost only $40. The ones that I personally would pick, and here are the swatches by the way, is only the first one. That neutral cool toned one I really, really like. I saw this post now, by the way, also popping up on Reddit, and people were saying like, who the fuck pays Charlotte Tilbury prices for an all blue eyeshadow palette or for this pinky shit? And I was thinking of, it does not matter what the brand is doing. So now I'm defending them. They will always be criticized because people criticize the fact that everything looks warm. Everything is warmish brown, warmish pink, blah, 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 blah. Now, if this is real, we have an all blue palette, and now people are criticizing why they come out with a blue palette. So what the fuck are they supposed to do? But that just aside. Again, I heard and I saw somewhere that these will be $60. If that is the fucking case, she lost her mind. Then, that's it. If they will be around the $40 mark, I can totally do with that. I think that's a fair price for this, but everything above that, no thank you. And I'm also very, very pissed that she brings them out now, apparently, if this is real, as a regular palette. Because it takes away all of the specialness, all of the luxurious feelings, all of the experience that we have with the limited palettes from the holidays. I just say it. And that's it. That's it, y'all. We're done. We're through. This is all of the shit that you don't need. Let me please know in the comments down below all your thoughts. I love it when you rate here. I just really, really love this. By the way, the amount of comments lately that I had to approve manually because all of you are cussing and swearing in the comments just like I do. You make me laugh so hard. I love y'all for that. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out any of the other upcoming cool videos. And did I tell you, oh, I think I completely forgot to tell you this. The Nomad palette I duped. And the video for the dupe is coming, I think tomorrow even. So as a bonus video, as I'm currently just uploading 3 a week. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out any of the other cool videos. And I see you soon.